Okay, no problem, Sean.
I'll turn my phone off. That was an important call. I've been trying to get a hold of that guy for a while.
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Gustavo. It's for me a pleasure to talk with you. I have a podcast here in Lima called Tavo Podcast,
Mhm.
and we are waiting for you many, many, many years.
Yeah.
Violence is such a big name here in Latin America, in South America, because the thrash metal movement make a huge, huge impact here. Let me uh, start with the beginning. When you uh, enter violence in the first years, have you ever saw them play live, or it's just a phone call that some of the guys uh, called you to enter the band?
So I worked with Dean and Phil,
Okay.
uh, and at the same place, Zetro worked, and Great Christian from Testament worked there, and a bunch of guys from the Bay Area kind of thrash scene. And Dean had mentioned to me one day on the way into work that Jerry had left the band. I did see him a couple times, maybe two or three, at Ruthie's and some other places, and small crowds. But I like the music, so I went up to Phil and mentioned to him, "Hey, Dean says your singer left, and that maybe you need a singer." And he's all, "Well, we do, you know." I go, "Well, shit, I'll try that." I've never sung in a band or did anything remotely like it, but I was like, "Yeah, I'll try that." So I tried out for him. I rewrote lyrics on three of their songs that they had given me. The first one being Eternal Nightmare.
Okay.
I think Gutter Slut and another one too. I can't remember.
What happened with Gutterslat?
We just don't play it often. We play it now and then, here and there. Depends on
Yeah,
if we're doing two nights in a row. We'll usually throw it in. My first lyrical experience was Eternal Nightmare.
but Violence was your first band, or you were
Yeah.
in another?
Nope. Lonely
And
band.
no experience singing before?
Nope.
Wow. You have a very distinct voice, very different from the others, and I see that is the or something special in violence.
Thank you.
After you join the band, then you record the Eternal Nightmare demo. Or think I don't get it at all.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
get signed by Mechanic, I think.
Yeah. After the demo. So we did a demo at Prairie Sun Studios. It was $2,500. So we each had to raise $500. I sold my Marshall half stack to get the money.
With the
Got
demo, you get
yeah,
signed by
we
Mechanic.
yeah, we were mailing demos out to all the labels and doing everything we could to get the music out. And then yeah, we got offers from Mechanic and Combat Records,
Yeah.
but we went with Mechanics.
Yeah, and the other, I remember that Exodus and other
Yeah,
Forbidden went to combat. I
yeah.
think it was at that time. It was a smart move for
Nah, we
Violence
probably
to.
should have went with Combat because I think they were more like in tune with what we were up to,
Yeah,
as opposed to Mechanics Records. Because when we submitted Oppressing the Masses to them, they wanted to change the lyrics, and they were just kind of like wanting us to wear silver tuxedos and yeah, do stupid stuff, and that's kind of where we got.
so
Well,
that's
this
why
was
you
not.
that's why you changed to Megaforce in the
Yeah,
in
yeah, because
the.
we weren't going to work with Mechanics on. I mean, you don't mess with a band's lyrics like that.
Well, you know that many people uh, love the rawness of Eternal Nightmare, but for me, Oppressing the Masses is the perfect example of aggression, and the song
Yeah,
structure is awesome.
yeah. Well, that's where Rob started contributing because on Eternal, Rob wrote the music for Calling in the Corner.
Yeah,
And then on Oppressing, he had a lot more contribution, because he was part of the band then.
I always talk with my friends and always joke about if you wanna hear 10,000 riff in a song, just play oppressing the masses from
Yeah.
violence.
That's one of Christian's. That's the one he grew up on. Yeah, that was oppressing the masses. Was what he kind of got tuned into when he was into us.
So Christian is still in the band.
He is, yes.
Playing band.
Yeah. So
Who's
we're
in the-
coming down there with me, Christian, Ira, Phil, and Adrian on drums.
Phil? Wow.
Yeah, he's coming.
That
Yeah.
that is going to be a great news for all of us. Tell me what happened with this CD.
That CD, so right around then, and the grunge was coming out, and it was getting
Yeah.
super popular. So all the labels were like, you need to sound more like that," and they didn't want that thrash sound anymore. So,
But you know what?
There's some good songs on it.
Yeah, this many songs from this album sound like an early Machine Head.
Oh yeah. Well, Rob wrote a lot of it.
Yeah. For me, it's a good one. Okay.
I just should have been more aggressive recording the vocals. Yeah.
And now, are you just ready for the tour or you are going to rehearsal?
Yeah, so Tuesday night, the 23rd, we do a guest spot at the Whiskey for the NAMM show that's going to be in town, and then we practice the next weekend, and then we fly out on the 30th to Mexico City.
Yeah, Mexico is the first stop in the tour.
Yeah.
Well, Let the World Burn in 2022 was an EP. Why an EP after so many years? Why not an album, a complete album?
We probably could have squeezed out 3 more songs, but Phil and I, we talked about just doing 4 songs, and then I mean, we probably could have done 3 more songs, but we just wanted to do 5 solid songs.
Yeah,
get them out there.
As you said, there are the 5 songs are awesome, and
Thank you.
The cover art is also very explicit.
Yeah.
About the band, about the songs in the EP. Can you tell me more about Gato Negro? You know that when
Gato Negro, I was like kind of trying to figure out what subject I was going to write about, for that song, and I started like I was listening to Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe on YouTube. It was a narration, and it just seemed so macabre to me. When it came to the title, it was just like, well, I don't want to call it Black Cat. It's kind of silly. So I came up with Gato Negro, and and Phil was kind of like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "I think it'll go off pretty good."
Yeah, but that sounds cool. It sounds cool, and many people down here love when some bands use Spanish names. Do you have any surprise for the fans down here, or just the regular set list?
Well, we want to play all the Eternal Nightmare songs because we know a lot of the fans down there. It's like that's a big deal for them, and it's really important that we, give the fans what they want. As opposed to we can go down there and play whatever we want, but it's not about us as much as the fans. And so that we've got some, oppressing the masses songs, and we got a couple of new ones from the EP also we're going to be playing. The surprise will be the people that are, I don't know how old you are, but our age. They'll be they won't be able to help themselves. They'll wind up in the pit.
Yeah. But what about Dick of Death?
No, we won't do that.
You won't do that anymore.
I don't know if you saw any of the footage from Los Angeles when we played the 1720 Club. That's kind of how we like it. No barriers, and fans stage diving,
so the fans can get to the stage and do the.
Yeah, it depends on the club, of course, but that's why we picked that 1720 Club, because I mean it's like it wasn't Ruthie's Inn. When you were there at those shows, people were staged. You had to keep your head on a swivel. Because
any merchandising from the people.
Yeah, we're working with the promoter to get some merchandise down there with the tour dates and the Eternal Nightmare on the front, the cover.
Let me ask you something personal, if you can allow me.
Sure.
What changed your mind after your liver transplant in the way you see life and music?
After opening my eyes and realizing what just happened to me, like a major organ was removed from me, and the whole time I had no expectations. If when I was sick, I was going to either make it or I wasn't. It wasn't really up to me. So you kind of get a different perspective. Like, we're all trained from the womb to go to school, to learn this, to do that, get a job, go to college, get a job, have kids. It's like this program that we all live in. And I just didn't want to continue. I mean, I live my life like that, but because I have to work, but I wanted something else in my life to give me the opportunity to really kind of see the world. And it's not even about traveling as much as it's seeing the different cultures, the different places where people live. And it's always good to get out and see that. And you kind of appreciate the people in the world, because when we were in Vietnam, Christian and I, we were out at like 5 a.m. or whatever looking for coffee, and there was one little spot and the family owned it and they lived upstairs, and they didn't speak any English, but they knew we wanted coffee, and then they made us up coffee and we were just hanging out with them. And it's kind of those experiences that that is what I look for when we travel.
But now everything is okay with you?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Cool. I don't know if you believe in religion or in energy, but I think that all the good vibes and all the positive energy that your fans over the world send to you is doing something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is the medical system, they want, you're facing this tragic event, you need to have antidepressants and stuff. It's like, no, I mean, I got no reason to be depressed. I have no control, right? And if you have no control of what's going on, and then you're going to sit there and dwell on it, it really kind of makes no sense. So, I just took it as it came, and yeah, there was a lot of definitely positive vibes that that were in the air for sure.
How you adapt now to the technology? I mean, making music in the 90s or in the 80s was totally different, like nowadays. So
it was all 2-inch tape back then.
Now, how you write music? How do you rehearsal with the band?
The same. I mean, when you're writing, it's fun because you're creating and you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're trying to present a message to people about whatever topic you're singing about or writing lyrics about. And now it's like I could record just lyrics over a click track and send them to Christian or Phil, or to write on top of it. And there's drum machines they can use to get a beat. And I could, so I want to go record with some songs with Juan, who did the EP, and also just add a click track and then maybe some drum beats that the tempo that I want, and I could send it over, and then we'll see what comes out. So we could do it a lot different now. It's always been the music, and then I write over the music, and I'm able to adjust the music. I'd really like to write something with just the lyrics so that I can get, because I'm kind of boxed in by the music now when I write it, for all the time. But now I want to write something without the music and see how it turns out, experiment. You can't really do that quickly.
There's no rules.
Yeah, there are no rules. Exactly. I'm really excited about trying and experimenting.
So a new violence record is going
to be... I don't know if we'll do a whole album. It's a lot of work to do it. I mean, nowadays you want to put at least 10 songs on it.
Yeah.
It's better just going one by one and not feeling like you're boxed into this timeline and the amount of music that you have to present.
Yeah. Is this your first time in Latin America, or?
No, we were down there for, we went to Santiago, Chile, and I forget what the other place was in Chile. And then we went to the September Negro Festival in Brazil.
Yeah.
And that was in 22.
22.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it was a huge response in Santiago. I mean, the crowd.
I know Santiago is, for me, and many people in South America believe that Chile is the biggest metal scene down there.
Yeah.
You know that I'm a friend with Walter Morgan.
No, I know. I dig Walter. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I've known him a long time.
I remember that they do the Trash of the Titans.
Yes.
Yeah. That was your.
We got back together after 9
Yeah.
years to do that. Yeah.
I remember that show was awesome. What are your memories about that show?
You know what? My memory about that show is that we played after Anthrax.
And you don't want to.
Okay.
And you don't want to.
No, they set it up that way because we hadn't played in 9 years, and it was the Bay Area. You know, it's not the East Coast. So, and you know, it was a crazy night. It was a lot.
Yeah, I saw the videos, and it was an violence concert.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
So let me, Sean, what can the fans of Lima, Peru expect with the Violence and Exhorder concert here in February the 7th?
Well, you got two good bands. They're going to be up there, you know, laying it down. And yeah, so when you come to the show, just expect a good thrashing time. You know, it's like there's nothing like seeing a band live. And, you know, the people that really enjoy pressing the masses and hold it in high regard in the thrash metal whole community, you're really going to experience it when you see us live, because it's a whole different experience. It is a lot of energy, you know, and a lot of good vibes, and we feed off the crowd, and the crowd feeds off the music. So it's kind of a cool deal.
I always remember the War in a War video, and for me it was like a dream. I always dreamt about being there, being in the War in a War video, because of the crowd and everything. And now we are going to live it here in Peru.
Well, that's why, you know, getting back together, it was more about spreading the music, you know, and like I said, seeing different cultures, but you know, taking this music to where it hasn't been before. And, you know, I can't wait to get to Lima.
Okay, Sean. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for the music. And can you say your final words to the Peruvian crowd that are waiting for you?
Yeah, let's pack the house. Don't show up in open-toed shoes, and be ready to thrash. Because even though you might go there thinking, "Oh, I'll just stand on the outside," you won't be able to help yourself. You'll be drawn in, just like everybody else. Okay. It's a trap we set, and we enjoy. You know, I enjoy a good physical show. So, but you know, we love playing big festivals, but you know, you're like 20 feet from the crowd, and they're all great, but there's nothing like a good physical thrash metal show. You know,
sweaty because we are on summer here.
Yeah, it's cold here.
Yeah. Thank you, Sean.
Rainy. You're welcome. Thank you.
Hope to see you here.
You will. Metal up your ass.
Metal up your ass forever.
Cheers.
Cheers.